YouTube, what's going on? And we back. All right, so this video is gonna be 800 versus 051 Young Money in STL EBT / Jaro City. So I've been meaning to make this one for a while, and I didn't because so much was going on in the drill scene that every time I tried to make one, every time I tried to make this video, I think we got more information with the FBG Duck case, and then O Block, the Parkway 5 got arrested, and I think around that time, like I said, like with this whole drill culture, I forgot who was saying drill is dead. Drill is not dead. It's not dying. It's not going nowhere. When you have laws, or when you have things that happen that make things more strict, that's when it goes on still. If you told people that, selling drugs, you would get an automatic 100 years in jail, everybody would still do it. Or people would still do it. Not everybody. Let me correct myself. So this is Backdoor TV 700 ENT. It's your boy Boss K100. Shout out to all the likers and subscribers. The channel's growing. We almost had 100. We almost had 1,000 subscribers, man. Get me at that 1,000. Turn me up, man. So let's get back into it though. This is part one of this one. I'll probably make a 3-part series of this. I'm not gonna really stretch this one too long because it's gonna take me long to even do 3 parts, just for the simple fact that I wanna part 2 we're gonna really start dissecting dissecting the how the beef started. Well, more or less not how the beef started. We know how the main beef started, but basically the bodies dropped between these 4 entities, and they all have beef with all of these entities have beef with O Block, 600, and CHF, all of them. But as I told y'all, with the 051 versus Taquan World, Taquan World destroyed the BDK movement. And some people will say that, but when I say Taquan World destroyed the BDK movement, I meant like, how do I say it? How do I articulate this explanation correctly? It was a lot of people backdooring people, but Taquan World, because of the way they did Melly, the way they did it, they became the face of backdooring. And 800 is turning into the face of 800 in Taquan World. They the face of the backdoor right now. Cause after they allegedly did the armored truck heist, they killed dude from I think it was Dipset, or it was like I said, we part 2. I'm gonna give y'all the details broken up more, but I forgot what gang. I think it was Newski Gang, and I think either both of them was Newski Gang, or it was Newski Gang clicked up with another gang. But I'll get more into that on part 2. But on the live that they had, and this live is on my channel with them together. They look at the live. Somebody was telling him to stay away from 800 Little Fats. Was dude for Huey for something like that, whatever. RIP them dudes that died. Everybody died. The guard and everybody. It's crazy, man. They definitely was on some Grand Theft Auto Chirac stuff that day. So this is sort of like a 4-way beef in a way. How all of the beef got started. So let's take it back a little bit how it got started. All right. So it's a party thrown. I think it's in Jaro City. I'm not sure. But long story short, you got to go to my I'll have more of it. It'll be more detailed in part 2. You got to go to my what's the name? 051 versus Taquan World to find out about the party, or whatever. But it was a party thrown. I'm not sure if 800 who threw it, or Taquan World who threw it, but it was a party at thrown. They was all cool. This was 051, and 800 was still cool, and it was a shooting at the party, and I think 800 Booby got hit. and we're gonna do a video on her soon too. R.I.P. that young lady. 800 Booby was hit, and once 800 Booby was hit, this started. This I believe was started the if not, it wasn't. I don't think it was a huge beef but this was the start of Taekwon World and 800 beef in this party right here. When 800 Booby got killed, and she was killed by mistake. And some say Little Fats allegedly did it. Some say somebody from Taekwon World did it. We'll never really know. And like I said, in Who Killed King Von, RP him, and I think Who Killed King Von part either 10 through 12, I don't know. But like I said in one of those videos, even some of these dudes from Chirac know what's going on, but some of them know. Some of them was like Crump and Trench's News. They know what's going on in all the hoods. But then even Trench's News said that he don't know what's going on in all the hoods. Because remember, it's 5 or 6 different sections, or it could be 4, but I know it's like 4 or 5 different sections of Chicago. And Old Block and STL is on one side. I think that's the south side. But then you got like PBG and the rest of them. They I think they said that that's the north side or something like that. Then I think Jaro's, like I said, it's different sides of Chicago, and it's a lot of beefs that people don't know about. Like people like the whole GD BD thing. It be people that be GDs and BDs, but it's more so what beefs that your block has. Whatever beef your block got, that's the beef that you have, more or less. Unless it's something, yeah, more or less, yeah, because like I said, Melly, 051 Melly, FBG Brick, I think Billionaire Black, I could be wrong. They was all BDs. Killer Kells, um, a couple of dudes was BDs, but they, FBL, I think yeah, FYB, J Main. So it's really on what your hood is doing. It's not if you BD or GD. It's whatever beef your block got. That's the beef you got. You know. So it's not all BDs in the world versus all GDs. For the people that don't know, that's not how it goes. The same thing with Bloods and Crips. And my projects is mostly Bloods, but my project is not a projects that color bang. So it don't matter what gang you are in my projects. It matters what block you on and the people from your block, what they doing. So it's the blocks. It's all what the blocks is doing. It ain't what. It's not no one group of people versus, and it never could be. I mean, and even if it is like that, this is what the back door goes for, because both sides gonna have connections on both sides, and that's from Chicago to LA to everywhere. It's never, the gang. I'm very interested in just the psychology of gangs and how they kind of translate to how things were before with like clans and tribes and everything. But anyway, let's get back into the video. This is 800 versus Taekwon World, Jaro City, 051 Young Money. And so the beef started when at that party when 800 Booby got killed. And 800 Booby was somebody who used to make like when people got killed, the little pins or whatever. She'll make the pins, and she was selling them. And she they say she was messed with Little Boo before, 600 Little Boo, and somebody else. She got him. They say she backdooring him. I don't think they get killed, but I think they get maybe beat up or something like that. So I don't know. So around this time, excuse me, around this time, 051 and 051 and 85 and 800 is still cool or whatever. So Taekwon World and 800 is beefing now. And now we're gonna throw 051 into this. This is when 051 and 800 and Taekwon World and Jaro City really intertwined now. So like I said in Taekwon World versus 051 Young Money, 757, the whole Melly Mellyway Dream Team. Um, when Taquan World was shooting at 800, 051 would be there, and this happened a couple of times. So maybe once or twice that happened. You probably say, that's just how the game go. But then after a while, you're gonna say, you shot at us, and we be with them. This is what I was trying to reiterate before, or whatever. So this is when you know that situation happened, and due to people like Ki, Duck being alive, TB, everybody being alive, it was able to get squashed, and it was able to get, even though shots was fired and it wasn't directly at them, and it was words exchanged, but between 051 and Taquan World this time, the beef was just bubbling at this time. It wasn't really full on. So, but this is what was starting it, and it was other things that led the Taquan World to beefing with 051 and 800. Like, you gotta remember, there's rumors that 051 jumped a billionaire black one day on STL, and KI had to come up a gun and not shoot at nobody, but just shoot in the air to get 051 off of billionaire black. Now, I think it was Pre-Boy or one of them had came around before this happened, and billionaire black had stole on somebody from 051 Young Money before this happened. So it was already tit for tat. Now let's go to TTB Nez after all of this happened with the KI shooting the gun to get 051 off of Billionaire Black, and then Billionaire Black beating up somebody from 051, I think Pre-Boy, one of them. Then TTB Nez drops the so-called paperwork on allegations of Billionaire Black being the so-called snitch or whatever. So now that's three. So now Richie Jerk is getting bigger, and now it's a lot of stuff. Like I said, the how it's dudes fell away, but it's so many big parties that's still in the drill game right now, that and the beef is so big between the BDs and the GDs. The BDK movement is starting. There's a lot going on right now at this era of Chicago that I'm talking about. It was too much going on for 051 and Taquan World to really go at it like that. So that's why the beef had always, and also like I said, we still had Duck and KI and people like that to slow down the little squabbles between the camps, whatever. Now these 800 boys are like 051 Young Money. They both are Mickey Cobras, but popular, despite popular demand, 051 had a little bit of Mickey Cobras, GDs, a couple Stones, a few BDs. 051 had more gangs in it than people said. That's from the research that I got. And 800 is EBK, but they really EBK. Like they don't really click up with too much. I forgot who they is clicked up with, but they, like I said, they 800 in Taquan World is backdoor gang, but 800 is really backdoor gang. But let's but I think before STL supposedly backdoored um before STL supposedly backdoored Boy Smooth. You gotta remember 800 Pyro was going at it with MOB Domo, and I think 800 Pyro was cousins with, I think, MOB Nut, and they was at a dice game, I think in his backyard. I could be wrong. And he went in there at like some family type, some family type vibe, and I think from what one of the stories I heard, he went in there and fell asleep on his cousin's couch, which was MOB Nut, and It's 800 Pyro. I'm talking about fell asleep on his cousin couch after the dice game or whatever, probably smoking or whatever. And this is when MOB Domo, who currently serving like I think 55 years, 40 years, shot him in the head while he was asleep. And I could be wrong. In part two, I have that more clarified. But like I said, MOB is real close with 051 Young Money, and like 800 pretty much is one of the most deadliest gangs in the city. Is they got beef with everybody. They got situations with everybody. They like one of the branch that they one of the beef branches of Chirac. Like, you know, they started a lot and they end a lot. And this is part of the reason why I think Boss Smooth was backdoored. Now, 800 was cool with a lot of gangs. They always clicked up with a lot of different gangs, but it always went sour. And I can't really say it was 800 for or it was whatever gang they was clicked up with. Like they was clicked up with 051 Young Money twice. They was clicked up with a couple gangs, and I'm not sure. Most of the gangs they was clicked up with, they ended up having beef with. You know, it's like I want to say that 800 Pyro and MOB Domo is some of the few situations what made them not trust other gangs. And you could even argue that they left 051 Young Money, they stopped messing with 051 Young Money because of you know, at the time when Taekwon World was blowing at them, they didn't have no beef like now. And it was a lot of factions that was keeping them from beefing. Like remember, STL EBT wasn't a part of the 051 branch, but they was real cool with them because Duck and Cash was cool with Melly. So with Duck and Cash and all of them being cool and MOB Dooski and like I said, it was real clicked up heavy back then. So every time something was to pop off, it would always be somebody like a Duck or a Dooski, or it was always a voice of reason, you know. And I'm not gonna make this one too long. I'm gonna make a part two because I got a lot to do today. It's Friday, and you know. But we're gonna before we go, we're gonna talk a little bit about the we're gonna talk a little bit about the 800 Lil Fats and 800. I think his name is 800. Forgot what little dude name is. The other one that was with Lil Fats. We're gonna talk about the armor truck heist or whatever, and I'm just gonna give you my thoughts on that before we get out of here, and probably a little bit about the Young Dolph. I don't know, but yeah, 800 man, this 800 Taekwon World beef. I think it's gonna be a little bit slowed down because and Young Money beef. Remember, Lil Fast just made a video. I think it's called Smooth Style dissing 051 Melly Frank Block. Who else he dissed? He dissed MOB, MTG. Of course, you know he dissed MTG because there's rumor that 800 backdoor Curry in the gun trade. So like I said, 800 in Taekwon World. They're a small set, but these dudes is I feel like the smaller your set, the more dangerous you are because you got to make big impact killings. You can't if you're a big gang like a NLMB or THF. You don't have to go as hard because when you're a big gang, you don't have to go hard for the simple fact that if you have a lot of numbers and just your regular amount of people do drills, those numbers equate to a lot of violence. Where so if you're a small gang, if you only got one or two people sliding, those numbers might not add up. But if you're a small gang and you getting big targets like the LA Capones and the FBG Ducks of the world, those are or L51 Melly. You know, 051 Melly getting killed by Taekwon World, that put them on the map heavy, real heavy. You know, they was already on the map, but that made them like Hollywood, you know? So, you know, they got big killings, but that T-Roy and 051 Melly, boy. And they Taekwon World got some big killings, but now let's get into 800 and 800 in the armor car heist or whatever. Man, it's gonna do two things. It's gonna make 800 got a lot of problems because, like I said earlier in this video, when Fats and got when the cops initially came and raided the house that they was hiding in, it said that all of the guns that they used, that was the stash spot for the guns and for the gang, and including the in the heist, it's reported that they didn't get money, but they stole, I think, two handguns. Excuse me, they stole two handguns and a rifle during the heist, and, and them same weapons was recovered during the police raid. And it said that the reason why the police was able to raid where they were was because after they I think supposedly after the cell phone store heist, it said that, you know, Lil Fats and I'm mad I forgot other dude name, but the dude that was with him killed uh the Newski World gang members, for Dewey for something. R.I.P. him. I gotta get his name better. But after they killed him in the car crash, they ran. Actually, I think it's true that they did run 5 blocks down, because after they crashed the car, somebody called the cops and actually told them where they was at. But nowadays, it could have been the person who owned the crib who did that. You never know. Like, it could have came from anybody. You know. Um, the dudes that was in the car could have felt they was gonna get set up and probably made a probably call somebody and say, hey, if things don't go right, this is who did it and this is where they gonna be at. And, you know, so it's like when you're doing the street stuff, it's so many loopholes, and that's why the streets, you know, the streets is the devil playground, because it's so many twists and turns and ways that things could go wrong, you know. um let's think. I'm gonna take a time out for the subscribers. Shout out to all the subscribers and the viewers, all the other contents and websites that share my channel. We growing slowly but surely. Um, I probably have interviews coming next year. I don't know. I definitely have interviews coming soon, or next year, or yeah, next year sometime during summer. I'm gonna have some interviews or whatever coming with some of these Chirac dudes, um and we're gonna be just growing the channel slowly but surely, you know. This is an organic channel, and this is a channel where it's no big eyes and little U's. We all one voice. So Backdoor TV 700 ANT. This is 800 versus STL Jaro City 051 Young Money Part 1. And we covering this right now. We covering about a little bit about the heist. This is all allegedly, but it's looking real bad. I think I got a lot of evidence. You know, this could make 800 one of the biggest. This could spike a big. I feel like this gonna spike a big growth in the 800 gang period. You know, they already was the most hated, but you know, bigger don't listen. These 800 boys is savage, man, and this is gonna really make people start paying attention to them. The same way I feel like Taquan World grew after that 051 Melly hit and that T Roy hit. You know, they made some big scores. RIP both sides, you know. Um I thought eventually 800. I think 800 stopped messing with 051, because 051 got re-clicked up back with TYMB, because it's a lot of family. Melly and Driller both have family from TYMB. So when you mix that together, you know, I guess dudes say, instead of us just backdooring people, let's let them know how we coming straight up. But the it would have been crazy. I think if Fats wouldn't have went to jail, it would have been crazy to see him really maneuver around the city with this smooth style dizzy that's had against 051 Melly. And like I said, you never know. He could hate 051, because they could probably had a hand in Boss Move getting killed. They said STL killed Boss Move. So And I believe that. They didn't say who, but that's where they said that came from. So they just had the live with Lil Fats and FBG Cash on the same live. So you just never know, man. You just never know. Um, we really know. You never know like how or which way this gonna go. Now, both 051 Young Money 800, they broke up and got back together a few times. And before this 051, before 800, Lil Fats dissed 051 Melly. I would have thought they could work things out and click up back together, and I still think they might. You just never know, because if Lil Fats and Boss Smooth was the head of 800, and with them going, with the ones they have left, I could see 800 getting back with 051, and they all MC, and it's an MC set too, so it would make real sense. They all in that cottage area. So Driller and Lil Fats is cool. No, yeah, Driller and Lil Fats is cool. Um, and as you can see, TTB Nez and 800. Like I said, these dudes, these sets was always cool, but it's just like it's sort of like when you have a projects that live close to each other. Like in Brooklyn, we had well, it don't even matter. Like I said, when you say you have two projects that's close to each other, they might beef other projects, and they might even beef with each other every once in a while. But for the most part, when you're close to another projects or any other place, you're gonna have an alliance against other places. And 800 and 051 Money, 051 Young Money, they beefing right now. But with the main players of 800 going, I could see them clicking back up together. Um, but both of them hate Taquan World more than anything. That's the beef that Taquan World and that Taquan, that's the beef that they really they'll backdoor them dudes before anything. They'll go after them before anything. You know. Um, Shout out to the subscribers once again. This is part one. I'm about to wrap this up soon. We talked a little bit about the armored truck heist with 800 Little Fats, and it's straight out of a GTA game. I don't see how the dudes that got killed by them even trusted them, because even on live, dudes was telling them, man, you better stay away from him. That's not your real cousin and all of that. And sometimes we don't listen to warnings about people. It's sad that they lose their lives, but they should have seen that coming. Because I was telling myself, if they was dissing Newski gang already, how did it happen? They ended up in the car with them and doing something. Like I said, you never know. But they should have cased that bank harder. That I see why they did the robbery though. You could rob an armored car and they won't do nothing. Some of them, they just picked the wrong. I think they picked the wrong day, the wrong shift. Okay, so I'm about to end this, but before I do, we're gonna talk a little bit about Young Dolph. RIP him. He was just shot and killed in Memphis. So it's a tragedy, man. It's definitely a tragedy. This is Backdoor TV 700 ENT, and shout out to all the viewers and subscribers. We out of here.
For a fact, goddamn Academy, just everybody like, bro, the way you doing this shit, you done did this shit, bro. Like, bro, whatever we trying to do, that's what I'm trying to do, that's what they're trying to do. It's like, I gotta keep motivating me.
Like you let them down if you quit. The dog way. That's what they call it. Like I'm trying to go the dog way.
Fuck the 22 nigga. Like exactly, bro. Like so, it's like hell no. Now I mean, I really keep motivating these folks, because you're gonna be somebody to come behind me, gonna do this shit even bigger, and that's what I'm setting this shit up for. Like I don't have game. Just be in the streets, you be like, bro, niggas had game and shit from that niggas. Like, niggas doing this and doing that with a nigga over here, but you want everybody to holler at you, but they know the same nigga, but you want to keep shit a secret. Like,
Like you the plug.
Yeah, all that old shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but nigga, this shit be right around the corner.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
On the next street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The nigga pulling up, you tell like, y'all hold on, stay right here, me go holler at my man, bro. Everybody know that nigga, bro. Like you just on some,
like the niggas serving you to serve them.
It's just everything secret. Niggas want to keep shit a secret. And with this shit, like I ain't never been a secret ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? With helping niggas get some money or seeing niggas come up, it like I just like to see niggas ball. So it's like. Shit, this shit right here, Front Street. You know what I mean? Niggas see like, oh, dog doing this shit, bro. Like, oh yeah, I'm doing it. Y'all can do this shit.
So like with the independent shit or whatever, are you still independent? Did you like find a deal that worked for you, or like what's the status of that like right now, right here to this day?
Right now to this day, you look at everything that ever came out from me or any of my artists. That shit always just paper route on this shit. You know what I mean? It's paper route empire. I ain't gonna lie and say I ain't thought about it. You know what I mean? 'Cause I was this close to doing that shit, but I always go back to like my mentality. It's like,
so why has it never made sense
right here
for
on my
you?
shoulder. Nigga right here be like, bro, they want to give you a whole lot of money. Bro, they gonna help you do this and do that, do this. You can use them to do this and do that. Damn,
what the other nigga be saying?
Like, bro, you really don't need that shit. You already got the motion going on, bro. Like, you going and got everything niggas doing and got, bro. And it's like, oh, now you got niggas that it ain't just you no more. Like, bro, you got more niggas just, you done turned niggas into millionaires, bro. Like, how many niggas can say that? Like, I done turned other rappers to millionaires without using a major label. Everybody, like, they sign niggas, they sign them to that major label. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't never had to do that shit. I ain't never had to put my artists in no major label system, no none of that shit. Like, nah, I'm finna turn you up.
You think you'll take the bag, like, when you on your way out? Like, I'm finna get quit, I'm gonna take the bag.
I don't know. I really can't stop. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? But I still got these relationships with all these folks at these major labels. So it's like, I ain't the type of nigga that's gonna just burn bridges. Like, oh, fuck it, I don't never need y'all. I ain't like, hell no. Like, business is business, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might wake up tomorrow and be like, man, I'm finna get ready to do this deal just because it makes sense and I'm finna use this shit to do something. You know what I mean? Either way it go, I ever do a deal, that shit gonna be in my favor. It's gonna be how I want it. I'm gonna keep all my masters. I'm still gonna be independent, just I'm gonna have a partnership.
So with independent, you saying like, when your shit go to radio, you spend your money on radio.
Exactly.
Your shit got now all your marketing money, all that shit coming out your pocket.
Man, I'm finna blast a new single this week. Goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, bro. Like, this shit, it is what it is.
So
it's just like reeing up though. Basically, you look at it like reeing up, like being in the street.
It take money to make money.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, gamble big. I always gamble big. Like, and I always gamble on myself. I'm gonna gamble big as a motherfucker. Like, I don't give a damn. Cause I don't supposed to be here. How I look at that shit. I don't supposed to be here.
Where that came from? Like, you came in the gang thing like that, or you when you got in, you realized, fuck that, I'm doing independent?
I came in like that for sure. Like, I want to be independent. I want to be independent. But the more I did this shit, the more knowledge I got. The more, it's just like everything else, you know what I'm saying? Like,